It is 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. Thursday, March 20th, AD 2025. And we're going to have a fun, loosey-goosey, The Hake Report show. Thank you, JLP, rating the stream. I'm live on punchy.tv/Hake right away. Very nice. So that's cool. I turned it on as we were closing out the JLP show. So it works. This isn't the fake news, or will it be? I want to say that my Hake News headline for today, if you mosey over to thehakereport.com/news, is that I don't know. Oh, I didn't start this thing on properly. Oh no. Sorry about that. Never mind me. What is the Hake Report headline? The Hake News headline. The libs are fighting to keep the government big and corrupt. And that's just true. They're fighting to keep the government big and corrupt. Fighting to keep the illegals here, who don't belong here, including like criminal illegals. Like criminals on top of just being the crime of being illegal or misdemeanor or whatever it is. It's a felony to come here illegally, get deported, and then come back. That's a felony, I learned. Because they're like, actually, it's not that big of a crime to be here illegally, they claim. The pro-illegal alien agenda people do that. They're fighting to keep the LGBTIQ propaganda in. It's a big mess. So shout out to our greatest president, Trump. Come at me if you disagree. I support disagreement. For exposing these corrupt, evil judges, morally corrupt anyway, evil judges who are undermining it on purpose, shamelessly. I don't mind you guys exposing yourselves as evil. I don't even mind really who wins, but I like that Trump is a winner. He likes winning. And so he is committed to success in his efforts. And he's working seemingly smarter than the first term. Although I applaud his first term. I don't even mind warp speed. A lot of you guys want to attack him over warp speed. Yeah, who knows? People died. Whatever. It's kind of their fault for taking the schmacks. Or, not being healthy in the first place. When you're healthy, you don't necessarily die. I heard from this Jewish guy who is a YouTuber man that you extend your life by doing, the cardio to where like you can't really carry a conversation for like 40 minutes a few times a week. And I know older men, not that old, but they're older, like late 70s, late 70s, exercising, vigorous exercise, including that cardiovascular running type stuff. And they're healthy, even after, allegedly, according to them, I have not confirmed it independently, getting the schmacks. He got the schmacks, this one person I know, and did push-ups to get it through his system and just, did different exercises, get it through his system. Alive. I know other people, guys, other people's fathers in their 60s, mid-60s, heart attack, died out of nowhere. And I don't know if it was the schmacks or what, but when you're unhealthy, you die quicker, so you die sooner, so be healthy. It's good advice. Newsflash. Newsflash. Hating on the sickly. What the? I know, and I'm kind of sickly myself. As Maze has pointed out, I get sick more than anybody that she's ever known. Probably more than anybody else in this office. I've been out months on end. It's not right. So just call me JBP, Jordan B. Peterson, who tells you to do what he's really preaching at himself. I've heard people claim, but shout out to him. Are you fat or fit? Hake used to ask. And ask yourself. So you're welcome to call in, everybody. 1-888-775-3773. And you can also super chat. I believe I may have received some super chats. I may or may not have. No. So that is buymeacoffee.com/the Hake Report. Buymeacoffee.com/the Hake Report. But I'm going to try to get to some serious stuff and some fun stuff here. I didn't get to anything hardly yesterday, but I really appreciated the calls yesterday. Great calls. Shout out to Dennis in New Jersey. Was that the guy who I talked with at length? With whom I talked at length? I really enjoyed talking with him. Great guy. And happy spring, everybody. It is spring. Spring has sprung. And make sure you're healthy. And I feel like if you're healthier, you're, let's say you're one who's one of those suckers who is, pardon me, you're one of those suckers who gets like allergies and stuff. I feel like if you're healthier, you're less subject to those allergies. Perhaps. Correct me if I'm wrong, allergic people. What's up, Modern Day Debate? Nice to see you, man. Okay, so anyway, guys, let's just get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey, guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I have my my old version of the Teespring version of my Obvious Globe T-shirt. So if you would like that, too bad, because I don't recommend buying from the hakereport.creator-spring.com at this time. I recommend going to Printify, and I have a different version on Printify, hake.printify.me, for my Obvious Globe T-shirt. Tell me which design you like better. So this one with the Obvious Globe down below, and it says Hake Report in the black outline, or this one, better quality T-shirt in my opinion too, by the way. And it has Obvious Globe in more like silly writing on the sand, overlaying the image. So let me know which one you like, and too bad, I won't probably do anything about it. And if you do send me an email, let me know that you've sent me an email, because I'm even kind of bad at DMs, even texts, even text messages. I'm starting to treat text messages the way I treat emails. I won't necessarily even notice that I received a text message. Crazy. People have told me I'm hard to get a hold of. What's up, Rumble crew? I'm live on X and Facebook as well. But anyway. Oh yeah, it's in the descriptions. It's in the description of my video. Watch. Hake tees, hake.printify.me. Boom, right there. It's in the description. Link in the description. Okay. Oh. Lots to get to. Like I said, you can call in. You're welcome to call in 1-888-775-3773. Let's get to some Hake news. The happiest country. Please, do you believe these people? I feel like this happiness propaganda is socialist propaganda. But it also is pro-white propaganda, kind of. I might as well get to, I spotted this. You know why people are unhappy? Because they're liberals. Look at these liberals. These liberals at the Department of Education. And I appreciate education, okay? I liked my public schools that I went to. I liked them. I even liked the liberal teachers at the college where I went, colleges. But this person says, Trump, stop stealing from kids. Isn't that so communist, evil, using the kids? They don't care about the kids. And this is stop stealing from kids. You're taking what's stolen, which is to say tax money, right? Is this tax money that's owned? This is our money. You're stealing it and wasting it on useless, evil kids. Free Mahmoud Khalil. Look at all this stuff. Fund education, not 1% tax cuts. They've overfunded edumomification so badly, and education's quality has gotten worse. You do the math. Money is not the issue. Or it's where you put the money in part, yes, but it's also the quality of the people. Look at this person. I don't know what this thing says, but it's something demonizing our greatest African-American, Elon Musk. Shout out. He's African and he's American. Stop stealing from kids. Never fall for this kids stuff. Ever. Oh, look, they have a school desk thing. I used to like those chairs. The chair that has the desk right there. So fun. I miss school. And I hated going to school. Except to go see the girl I liked in school. That was the only reason I liked going to school. And, you know, sometimes to like see my friends run, something I was excited about, or listen to that house dance Mexican music at lunchtime, at recess. I wish they would have had recess. You're supposed to have recess, you know? But they don't give you recess in like high school. And that's partly why the kids are so fat. Shout out. Fat kids. I love everybody. And unhealthy. You're supposed to get up and move during the day, in the middle part of the day, not just at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, but also during the day. You're not supposed to be so sedentary. Sit still for hours and hours and hours on end. You can do that sometimes, but in general, it's good to take a break and run around and play. But they didn't let us do that. Nazi commie school people. A rally in front of the Department of Education in Washington, D.C. last week to protest budget cuts. Shout out to Getty. Getty has many of the best images, and they're so possessive of their stuff. You put it on your website, they're liable to just like try to charge you for using their image. And I get it. I morally support, you know, emotionally I support them, whatever that means. Photographers, it's pretty cool. And the people who make the cameras, even more. But anyway, the world's happiest country has been announced, and for the 8th year in a row, Finland. Researchers, communist buzzword, credited the country's strong social support systems. Is Finland an atheist country by now? All the countries are atheists by now, right? These are the world's happiest countries in 2025 by Marnie Hunter, Common Nonsense Network. Look, don't they just look happy, these beautiful white girls, purportedly white? If you're Finnish, are you a normal white? It's not Anglo, I don't think. The world's, oh, look, there's multiple photos. And look how beautiful. You get outside, it's nice, there's clouds, but there's also maybe some sun, hopefully. Because you need some sun peeking. I mean, sun peeking through the clouds, you're still getting some sunshine, okay? So don't be acting like, oh, I'm not getting any sun. You are. If you get outside, even on a cloudy day, especially whites, they're okay with that. What in the world? Why did it do that? Why did it start doing that? I'm such a boomer. This is all Finland? Oh, no. These are different places. Luxembourg. That's a country. It's not a city, even though it sounds like a city. One of the world's smallest countries was number 8 in the 2024 rankings. What's next? Mexico, top 10. Whoa. Breaks into the top 10 for the first time in 2025. And surprise, they have that Jewish woman, Mexican woman. Well, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. That's crazy. Mexico. I'm still not going to Mexico. I don't ever plan to go to Mexico. And I have Mexican friends. I have friends from Durango and Oaxaca. Or I don't know if I still have friends from there. I don't know what they consider me now. But no way. Mexico City and elsewhere. I got invited to different places, kind of. Puerto Vallarta. Look at this. Which place is this? Copenhagen, Denmark. The Danish. With a Copenhagen Canal pictured retains number 2 ranking from 2024. These are pretty pictures. Oh, what? Yeah, thank you for passing that up. Look at this. 3 out of 10 Iceland with Reykjavik pictured. And is that God's promise rainbow colors on their path? Or is that the gay agenda, the radical homosexual agenda? Rankings based on average life evaluations from Gallup World Poll. One of the things I don't like about this notion of like happiness rankings is you judging your own life. Who are you to judge your own life, you know? Sweden, Stockholm's, what a name is that? Kungstro Garden. I don't know. Pictured, number 4 on the list. It's pretty. Look at the pink flowers on the trees and the water thing. Civilization. Isn't that nice? Only a functioning high-trust society can have that. The Netherlands, where Keukenhof and Lies, pardon me, Dutch speakers, I don't know how to speak your names, ranked 6th last year's list. See, look, the windmill. These are the kinds of windmills I support. These natural Holland or Netherlands windmills. Look at these hippies sitting on the grass. I'm just calling them hippies because that's what hippies do. They're not necessarily that. Costa Rica. I have some friends from Costa Rica. Tamarindo pictured. My mouth is watering. But that's an actual place. Who knew that Tamarindo was an actual place? I thought it was just that fruit that you put the spicy, sugary stuff on and make it into candy. Ooh. Top ranked country in Latin America. It's in the top 10 for the first time. Costa Rica. Costa Rica. Whatever. Wow, look at these colorful houses. Norway, once again, number 7, lowest ranking of the Nordic countries. Wow. But it's still in the top 10. All the Nordic countries are top notch in terms of supposed happiness. And what's the bias of this happiness? Bergen is pictured. Look at these different townhomes and hills and greenery and people sitting outside drinking and eating, I guess. For tomorrow they die. Norway. That's a biblical reference, okay? I don't support death. Israel with Tel Aviv pictured. Moved down from number 5 in 2024 based on a 3-year average. And the reason they moved down is because they hate Bibi. And when you hate, you're unhappy. And they're also mad at the Palestinians. When you're mad, when you're hating, it's not good for you. And we covered Luxembourg and Mexico. Wow. The U.S. and parts of Europe, declining happiness and declining social trust. Look at this wording. This white nationalist evil propaganda, high trust. You can't use that phrase. You can't say high trust. High trust, that's a dog whistle. Pardon me. Just call me JLP. Declining happiness and declining social trust have contributed significantly to the rise of political polarization on purpose, by the way, and votes against the system, the report finds. In brighter news, global homo research shows people are much kinder than we expect. Oh, Lord. People's fellow citizens are better than they think they are. World Happiness Report. But this makes the news every year. World Happiness Rankings. United Nations International Day of Happiness, March 20th, the 13th edition of the annual report. So they've only been doing this 13 years. Degenerate. Evil UN International Day of Happiness. Sounds like some globo homo propaganda. But it's interesting that they let slip in there the word trust. They're calling it social trust, meaning trust of your fellow man. And you can't trust your neighbor. The neighbor will steal, rat you out, will call you a Nazi or a commie. But there's no consequence to being called a commie. There is a consequence to being called a racist. There's no consequence to being called the N-word unless that N-word is Nazi. And then they can, try to shut you down. Terrible. So don't trust that happiness agenda. Oh, my bad. Where am I? So I'm hoping that the Department of Education shutdown goes well. We're wishing Trump well in his pursuit of that. I love that Linda McMahon, a woman, but Vince McMahon's wife, is running the show, and he's asking her to shut it down, run it into the ground, please. Yes, please. That's cool. And I'm not really for picking women. The Pentagon purge, even the Pentagon is getting closed down on some parts, which is a good thing. Because think of all the stuff that, look, we're training these people we're training and arming our enemies in many cases. We're training and arming terrorists in many cases. I'm not for that. You know what I mean? Downsizing. We're removing diversity content, right? And so was this malicious compliance that they're getting rid of articles about cancer awareness? Why does the Department of Defense need to know about that? It could be good, like burn pits. You could catch cancer maybe from different things in the military. And I'm for making sure that you're keeping the soldiers up to speed on the health risks and different things so that they avoid stuff that they don't necessarily need to get into and stuff like that. But the Holocaust, why do you need to know about that in the Secretary of Defense? 9/11 terror attacks, why? That's just ego. It's just vanity. It's just vanity about history. Go read a history book, and it's propaganda anyway. So-called sexual assault, which is an anti-man buzzword, kind of. It used to be called forcible R, but now anything that you do could be that. And so when somebody accuses somebody of that, some people think, oh, he full-blown forcible R'd her, when in reality, it was nothing of the sort. It could be nothing of the sort. And so a lot of us, knowing that, just roll our eyes at the term SA. Suicide prevention. Suicide prevention. How effective is that? The more that they come and talk about that, the more depressed people get. Seems like. They don't have the answers. They're kind of anti-Christian. And being religious and more conservative is good for you. You're less likely to be miserable and suicidal. Although, even that, you're a mess. Take that back. LGBTQ people and people of color. Content about women and LGBTQ people and people of color removed in Secretary of Defense, remove of diversity content. That sounds about right. It sounds about right. Including baseball legend Jackie Robinson, whom I didn't know, who was in the military, because I don't know history. He served in the U.S. military during World War II. What good was World War II? I don't know, but cool. Right on. Jackie Robinson, rest in peace. He's dead, right? He's passed. He's in heaven. Or wherever. I don't know. The automated process has, it's an automated process, led to a high level of irresponsible collateral damage, said one defense official. Well, so far, you didn't really tell me anything that I would not be for. I would be for getting rid of cancer awareness. Who's not aware of cancer? Now, you want to be aware of what can give you cancer and healthy. But this is the Pentagon. This is about military. Go to a health website, hopefully one that you trust, or something, to learn about the health and cancer. Separately, the Pentagon considering making significant cuts to the top of the U.S. military, according to a briefing documented obtained by blah, blah, blah. Consolidating combatant commands. Nice. That's where they're out in combatant stuff, in different wars and stuff, military operations. Possibly eliminating a directorate that oversees development, training, and education for the joint force, and halting the expansion of U.S. forces in Japan. So overseas development, training, and stuff. So we're not going to be we're not going to be funding the training of foreigners. That's fine with me. Is that what that's saying? Fine with me. I don't care. It's good. I bet you Ron Paul is still kicking, right? I bet you Ron Paul is appreciating some of this stuff that Trump is doing. A lot of you guys are Ron Paul guys, aren't you? So, nice. What else is going on in the world? This is interesting to me. The IRS has illegal alien information. Cough it up. Cough up that taxpayer data, that sensitive, highly confidential taxpayer data. The IRS and the Department of Homeland Security, another joke of a department, run by a woman, thanks a lot, Trump, Kristi Noem, South Dakota or North Dakota governess, shout out, engaged in discussions about sharing highly confidential taxpayer data to Homeland Security. IRS and Homeland Security talking because these illegals, some of them are actually paying taxes and getting tax refunds. Yeah, some of my friends, I don't know which of them were illegal or legal. Yeah, I think they were. Many of them were. One told me he was. Like he had a visa, but it expired, and he just stayed, which is a lot of these illegals. They just stay past their work visa or whatever visa. So don't be choosy on to whom you give a visa, because they'll just stay here, and then they'll cross the border and come back. They'll cross the border, take some care of some business in Mexico or wherever, and then they'll come back, and then they'll act like they don't know English. And they'll just say, "Oh, I'm here on vacation." And if you act like you don't know English, the border agents will think, this guy doesn't know English. He's not going to scam America, come in here and start working and stealing American jobs or whatever you guys want to say it is. So he puts on his stupid face no matter what. Well, he stopped. He's repented. But no matter what they say to him, he'll just put on his stupid face and act like he doesn't know English. I'm laughing, but these people are clever. No wonder we have a low trust society. You want America happier? Deport the illegals. And it'll be better for them too. Because it's the right thing. You're not at peace doing wrong. Anyway, the currently illegal aliens, they call them undocumented immigrants, can register with the IRS and pay taxes. The agency is required to keep that private information confidential, except in very specific circumstances specified in the tax code. So basically, the IRS, just like many of the states and the local sanctuary places, refuse to give information to the La Migra, to the immigration, to come and get these illegals and get them out of here. Aiding and abetting. 2 immigrant rights groups, meaning illegal alien agenda groups, have already filed suit to block the effort. On Wednesday, a district judge, I don't know why they say but on Wednesday, a district judge declined to issue an emergency order blocking the IRS from sharing the data. Nice. So it's going to help ramp up deportations. Think about it. You're an illegal and you do the right thing, paying taxes, and you get deported for it. Suckers. But it's good, though. It's good for you. It's kind of like, oh, you be honest with your insurance company. Oh, I moved to the city. There's more accidents in the city, more Asians, more illegals, crazy drivers, more robberies, more thefts. Your insurance is going up. You get punished, quote unquote, for being honest. But I'm for it. It's better to be honest, I think. So, nice. There's ongoing discussions about sharing. Why not just do it? How about just do it? Justice Department lawyer Andrew Weisberg said on Wednesday. Right on, man. I hope he's one of the good ones. Good guys. Shout out. Judge Dabney Friedrich Wednesday declined to issue an emergency order blocking the IRS from sharing this data. Nice. A judge does the right thing for a change, or doesn't do the wrong thing for a change. See, some of Trump's stuff is going to go through. Very nice. I like that. IRS, please rat out the illegals. Illegal info. Nice. Yes, these people pay taxes, quote unquote. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't give them any extra rights. Meanwhile, in Mexico, they're turning the... Man, I feel like... You know what? Yeah. In Mexico, they're turning the bullfighting all girly. The city's local... Oh, Mexico City. The city's local Congress passed a bill that would bar bullfighters from using spades. A spade is a... It's not a black person in this case. It is like a shovel thing, I guess. Or swords to attack an animal. And this bill also would require the bull to have its horns covered to avoid injuries to the matadors, the bullfighter. Crazy. It's like what they're doing to the NFL, making it all girly. I'm kidding about this a little bit. This is by far left Reuters. Look at these Mexicans. One guy is a man, another's a woman. With her pom-pom, are those pom-poms? Or are those like burros? Stuffed animals instead of pom-poms. What does this say? Hopefully it's not something bad. Oh no, anti-bullfighting activists celebrate outside of Mexico City's Congress after initiative to overhaul bullfighting was approved. Oh, Lord. He looked all manly for a second, but then I realized he's an activist with his communist fist. Communist animal rights fist. Lame. I don't really have a big opinion about this, but animal rights activists sharply criticized by fans, though, for this of the centuries-old tradition. Introduced by Mayor Clara Brugada of the ruling Morena party. Passed with 61 votes in favor and 1 against. How are there 61 people involved? Well, Mexico City's huge, actually. So it's a woman. They have a female mayor. This is why I don't believe that happiness stuff. You're happy going to H-E double toothpicks, head of government of Mexico City. Clara Brugada. Oh, look at that nice smile. She's on IG, 61 years old. Morena. Doesn't that mean like brown-haired woman or something? Clara Marina Brugada Molina, Mexican politician, head of government, won the 2024 election, was a mayor of a borough, Iztapalapa, or Iztapalapa, whatever. What a mess. I don't care about the bulls or the bullfighters. I don't really like that, actually. It's terrible. But I'm not for this. Bullfighting fans clashed with police. Oh, man. What a mess. I don't believe this. They're the top 10 happiest countries. Some broke past a barrier, attempted to force their way inside the building. Other demonstrators held up signs announcing their respect for the bull. Oh, come on. The bullfighter people respect the bull more than you do, maybe. On March 1st, bullfighter Emilio Macias was seriously injured in a neighboring state of Tlaxcala after being pierced in the behind, oh, terrible, by a bull's horn. So I wonder what he thinks about it. The aim is not to make bullfighting disappear, but to evolve, says Victor Hugo Romo de Vivar. That's what he said. Look at these police and these angry people over dumb stuff. Mayor Brugada, they mean, what's that gal's name again? Clara. Mayor Clara celebrated the bill's passing on X. At least she's not boycotting Twitter, X, saying it was a step into turning the capital into a city which respects animal rights and which will not tolerate them being subject to abuse or violence. Please. It's going to take almost like a year, 2/3 of a year. Home to the largest bull ring, even larger than those in Spain. It's a much bigger country than Spain. Spain who? Spain birthed the tradition. And then Spain came in and Mexico. Does Mexico hate Spain, hate the Spanish people the way that that America hates white people, white Anglos, and our founders? The Spaniards mixed with them more per capita, but they're still like, oh, nobody wants to be dark over there unless they just really can't help it. Everybody wants to be all light-skinned, I heard. At least up here in the norte, all the Mexicans over there, they're like, I'm turning blacker. They don't like it. It's crazy. Meanwhile, I'm like trying to get a tan as a kid. I didn't like being all white because everybody else had tans. Little did I know they were like Mexicans. They're like naturally tan. In recent years, several other Latin countries have banned bullfighting. Colombia. What do they have? They're phasing out bullfights by 2027. Ooh. They're getting rid of all their skills. All their manly skills. Am I right? Am I right? Shameful. Also shameful is the Tesla. Look at what they're doing to Tesla. Tesla was booted from a Vancouver auto show. That's shocking to me. It's not shocking that it happened, but it's interesting what happens as a result of people hating you. Because people are hating Elon Musk right now. They're hating him. They hate him. It's ridiculous. And they're like, I see Tesla around everywhere in LA. I don't think that LA has been the place where people have been able to commit terror attacks on Teslas, set them on fire, hate them, and stuff like that. Because even like these are like liberals who own like Tesla trucks or the Cybertrucks and the Tesla mobiles, cars. Elon Musk owns this company, right? And he's getting rid of waste and fraud in the government, and the pro-waste and pro-fraud people, it's what they are, the people for illegal aliens and this DEI, LGBT agenda that killed Elon Musk's son, or at least gave him a dead name, gave Elon Musk's son a dead name. However you say it, because Elon Musk, one of his sons turned into a MTF, transgender, and just openly hating him. Terrible. And Elon Musk brought it on himself, he was supporting that agenda forever. 2018, he was posting all his support for the LGBTs with Tesla and stuff. Tesla's display at this week's Vancouver International Auto Show, is that Canada, was removed by event organizers because of safety issues revolving around Elon Musk-led company. So they claim. Safety issues. They don't want to have to beef up security for these terrorists in their midst. And so they make Tesla suffer for it. And my sneaking suspicion is I'm wondering if these Canadian liberals also just don't like Tesla, so they're just trying to hurt them. Because that could be like a good sales event thing, right? Oh, look at our new Tesla truck. It looks so cool. You can't throw a rock at it, it'll break the window, but you can shoot at it and it won't break. Or I don't know what the things are about Tesla. I don't have anything like that. Well, I don't disclose whether I have anything like that. I'm just playing dumb, perhaps. Are they really just trying to hurt Elon Musk because they agree with the terrorists around the country? The insurrectionists? An auto show spokesman, they say spokesperson, stated in a statement to Commie Nonsense Network, Tesla was removed following multiple opportunities to voluntarily withdraw. What? Why would they voluntarily withdraw from the event? What are you talking about? Adding the show's primary concern is for the safety of attendees, exhibitors, and staff. Well, it should be, but I don't know if that's true. Why would you offer them multiple opportunities to withdraw voluntarily? You want to withdraw? You're kind of radioactive right now because you love the country. You're trying to make America great, and that will make baby brother Canada great too, and we don't want that. So do you want to withdraw? What? Tesla stock tumbling. I'm fine with that. He'll be fine, you know. Just stick with what's right for once in your life, Elon. No, shout out. What's he wearing? Is that demonic? Oh no, that's a spaceship. Or is that demonic? Space deniers, come at me, bros. Those people finally splashed down. I love it. It's terrible. His most important company on the ropes. On the ropes is like in boxing when you're against the fence. There's kind of a rope that's sort of stretchy and you kind of bounce as they pummel you, punching you. While his attention is on slashing government jobs, which is righteous slashing. Elon Musk's DC power grab. It's not a power grab. It is a getting rid of the DC power. The unjust, worldly, evil, false power of DC, of the federal government. That is also very wasteful and fraudulent. Hasn't been in the Tesla... What? Who wrote this? A woman. Analysis by Allison Morrow. See you tomorrow. To the morrow. Allison Morrow. Elon Musk's DC power grab hasn't been the Tesla stock jet fuel investors were expecting, because there's been all kinds of anti-American propaganda from the anti-American, the enemies of America, the mainstream media, and the suckers who agree with them. Tesla shares have fallen more than 40% since January, erasing all of the Trump bump that briefly saw the stock gain more than 90% after Election Day. So it gained 90%, lost 40%. So they're still ahead? Is he still out ahead? I don't know. His wealth is overwhelmingly linked to his Tesla holdings. Personally lost $121 billion from his net worth. Whatever. Well, into oligarch. She's trying to call him an oligarch. His rapid ascent into oligarch territory, they're trying to call it. Oh, Lord. Helped rescue his baby, as Trump called Tesla during the pair's bizarre ad-like press conference last week on the beautiful South Lawn. Did you see that? Trump himself bought a Tesla. And he's not one of those electric car people. But he said, wow, this is nice. And he promoted it righteously. Look at that. And the boy seems to like Trump now, or Trump seems to like the boy now. At first, people weren't sure. They thought that the boy said, "You're not a real president, and you need to be quiet." Because the boy was in the Oval Office with Elon Musk. What a nice picture. Look at those beautiful trees. I like naked trees. You know, winter. We're coming into spring. The trees have shed their leaves in many cases, except for the evergreens. But those don't have leaves, right? Pine needles are not leaves. Right on, Trump. He's doing right by a friend of America named Elon Musk. And it's not a bad thing. I heard those things are actually pretty cool. Kinda. I know people who've worked for them, and they say, don't drive them into a swimming pool. It's electric. Extraordinary scene. A press conference and a Tesla ad. So all this attack on Tesla is doing like a good thing. I don't know how big I've never heard of this auto show. I'm not into cars. Don't really care. But Tesla's been the target of protests, they want to call it. Protests. Protesters. Yeah, they've been the target of protests and terror attacks. Pardon me, I shouted into the mic. The auto show last year drew a record-breaking 130,000 visitors. On Tuesday, a person dressed in black shot and set fire to several Tesla vehicles at a repair facility in beautiful Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas! FBI is investigating a possible act of domestic terrorism. You have to put that way down in the back and the end of the paragraph, and you just want to soften it as protests. And protests are stupid anyway, especially when they're based on hate like this. Elon Musk personally drawn the ire of some Canadians, writing last month on his social media platform X, Canada is not a real country. And that might be a fair point. I know Canadians who call into Hake all the time, and they scoff at the Canadian leadership, just like Hake scoffs at the American so-called leadership. Thankfully, they've been replaced by Trump, a real leader. There's a petition to remove his passport and citizenship. Oh, he's Canadian, partly? Born in South Africa, obtained a Canadian passport as a teenager through his mother, Mae Musk. Oh, that mother. Who was born in Regina, Saskatchewan. I forget how to say your guys' Canadian names. Shout out to the Canadians. Wow, the first drop in sales in history. And you guys say, oh, they're funded by the government. I think that even Joe Biden or the Biden-Obama, which is Obama, right? Biden administration recently, they held like this electric car summit and they didn't invite Tesla. What else is there? What, there's the Chevy Volt? What good did that do? There's like these hybrid things that Toyota makes. And they've done pretty well, actually. People were a bit naysayers, but they've done pretty well. These Priuses, people claim Hake drives a Prius. I don't disclose whether I drive a Prius or not, but or a Tesla, or whatever. Prices for used cars overall have declined 2.7% year over year, while Tesla's used cars have declined 7.3%. So now's your chance. Get it while it's low. But it might not be a good investment, by the way. I have a little cousin who is a boy genius, and he says, no, get your machine vehicles. Get your motor. I don't know. He would know the word. The thing with the engine. Combustion? Whatever. Nice. Tesla under attack. So that's amusing, right? Kind of. I got to get to some calls. Jeff in Louisiana is on the line over here. And Jeff, thank you for calling and holding, man. I think you were one of the people I wanted to give priority to. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, man. Well, real quick on that Tesla deal. The stock, I'm invested in it, and my stock was topped at about what, $334 a share last year, and it's down about $100 per share.
Oh, okay. So you invested in it, and you've basically, at this moment, if you were to sell, you would have lost money.
Yeah.
Okay, but what's next?
But the thing I was say is he's not really worried about that right now because you remember when he bought X or Twitter for $44 billion.
Wow.
They talk about how much money he lost. well, that's fine. I'm going to lose money in the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, in September, they valued X at $10 billion. They did a revaluation in February. Guess what it's valued at? $44 billion.
Wow. What? Yeah, because Elon Musk, he's not about money. He's about making things good, making
free
things
speech.
worth something. Yeah, free speech is important to him. And saving America is more important to him than his little baby Tesla.
Well, I was saying, the dude ain't losing money. He's just, you seen yesterday they had one of the high investors in Tesla come down in the media saying they want Elon to step down from CEO because he cost them money. And that ain't happening.
Yeah. Unreasonable. Pardon me, kids, but I just want to say dumb liberals. Because that's what it is. They're dumb. They're short-term minded. They're all about money and not actual value. I say. And actual value, it makes more money in the long run. It's better. Like these illegals, they come up here and they want to make a quick buck because it's easy to make money up here in the north, in America. But and then they end up staying here. But in the long run, their life is in tatters. Their families are in tatters. Their
And
characters.
you see that one a couple weeks ago? They had a woman on there and her husband. Her husband was a Mexican. He's getting deported after 20 years here.
Oh, yeah.
And you see him talking about, well, I ain't seen my family in 20 years. Well, go.
Right. Go with them.
And that woman was his wife. I was like, I'm just glad we're going to live in a safe country. You're going to live in Mexico. That ain't no safe country.
But it's in the top 10 happiest countries. Yeah, depending on where you are and how able you are to defend yourself and your stuff.
Man, did you see where French politicians come out and say they want the Statue of Liberty back from America?
I did see that. I meant to get to that yesterday. That was funny.
Did you see what Caroline Levitt said?
No, what did she say?
They brought it up in press conference. As President Trump is going to give the Statue of Liberty back, she goes, no. And why he's at it, she goes, why that low-level French politicians at it? He needs to thank America, a great country. I'm not speaking German right now.
Say that again? I didn't catch what you said.
It said he needs to thank America, our country, for the French people not speaking German right now.
Oh, that's funny. That's a little World War II joke. Okay,
yeah.
So this is what Raphael Glucksmann, that doesn't sound very French, says, give us back the Statue of Liberty. It was our gift to you, but apparently you despise her, said French politician Raphael Glucksmann, urging the U.S. to return Lady Liberty for switching to the side of tyrants. Specifically, Glucksmann was referring to Trump's decision to befriend Russian President Vladimir Putin and his spat with Zelensky. Yeah.
What's real funny about that is he's mainly referencing the poem that's written on it, says, "Since you're hungry, you tethered," and all this crap.
Yeah.
That poem was a similar Statue of Liberty. That poem is on a base that America built.
It was written by somebody else, probably not even French, huh?
No, it was written in America.
Give us your poor, huddled masses.
Or it was put on in America. I don't know who wrote it, but it's put on a base, and the base was built in America by Americans.
Emma Lazarus, probably not a Christian. The New Colossus. Statue of Liberty poem. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. And the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send those, the homeless, something, something. That's funny, man. So, is that what he's trying to invoke?
I'm guessing, because that's what he's trying to say. We turn against. No, we don't want the immigrants and everything here. We're trying to send everybody home.
You know, it's also it's called the Statue of Liberty, and liberty. The word liberty means freedom, right? And freedom has become a communist buzzword. It's a globo homo fake buzzword. They're pretending that Ukraine stands for freedom and democracy, and Russia stands for oppression and taking over places. And neither of them are treating their citizens right. Nobody's for freedom. Give me a break. You know what I mean?
Well, what's the phrase? Liberty and justice for all.
Yeah.
Now, ask me, how does it do Americans justice when they send over Mexicans jumping the border, come over, take a job, pick across whatever, that pays an American worker $20, $25 an hour, and they go to work for them under the table, off the books for $7 an hour. And American loses his job. Where's the justice for the American?
Yeah, there's no love for what's right or for Americans.
That's what I'm saying is, and the last
or
thing
for in France too. The French people are miserable with their government. They hate their government, and the government hates them. You know what I mean? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, the thing I called in yesterday about was the guy, I can't remember his name, Daryl, or I think it was the
Oh,
one that asked about being white.
I believe it was Dennis, if I'm not mistaken.
Dennis waking up white.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to a long trial about it, but the thing was is they wake up black, and not saying him, not saying all of them, but like Jasmine Crockett. They wake up black and they think, my ancestors built this effort. Talking about slavery.
Yeah.
You know, when I wake, you know, not when I wake up, but when I think about stuff like how I think, like, the thoughts they want to put in our heads of what we're supposed to, what they think we think. We don't go outside and go, look what the white man built, look what this, you know. But when I sit down and think about it, you know, when you actually sit down and think about it, you think about the laws in our books, the greatest document ever written besides the Bible, the American Constitution.
Interesting.
There were white men that come up with that.
Yeah.
And they won't act like we didn't do nothing. Well, okay, let's just say, for the sake of argument, your ancestors did build this country. They wouldn't have built it without our blueprints.
True.
They were the labor.
Yeah. It was. They wouldn't have had the sense to build it.
That's what I'm saying. It was. I mean, I'm not trying to get racial about it, but if they want to get real racial about it, they were the labor. They were the Mexicans picking the crops now.
Yeah. Right. And you know what? I heard that in America, there have always been people using sort of exploitative, cheap labor and bringing in foreigners, whether they were Irish, whether they were black, whether they were Latino, and bringing in this cheap labor stuff.
There were a lot of Chinese that died building a railroad across the nation.
Oh, yeah, the Chinese, right? I think.
So, and you're not going to tell me that we're not the only culture that does that.
Right. Of course not.
Anybody's going to look for a way to make a buck.
Yeah, that's true.
What are you done? But you look at what, just put us all together, us, the blacks, Mexicans, the Chinese, all us together. Look, in 250 years, what we've got built compared to the rest of the world.
Good point.
It wasn't just one white people thinking of, wasn't just white people working it. It took us all together as a collaborative group to get it to where we're at. And in 250 years, we went from from nothing to the greatest country in the world.
Yeah, that's wild. And whether it was by hook or by crook, some things were good, some things were maybe not good. I heard.
And you read history books, you say about all the Chinese dynasties going back thousands of years and all this stuff. Where are they at compared to us? As a matter of fact, when Trump came in office, you know, one of the chips we had to have was from Taiwan, a Taiwan company over there.
Yeah, the computer chips, microchips or whatever.
When Trump put some tariffs on, that company agreed to invest $100 billion in America to build 5 plants over here.
Wow.
To build them chips.
That's cool. Just one man and the people on his side making it happen. And quickly. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I am too, man. I mean, it's just, Dennis, whatever. I mean, it's not. We don't wake up. We don't just wake up in the morning, roll over, and say, "Oh, I'm going to rule the world today."
Yeah.
If people think we just drive down, see a black person on our store, go, "Go get me a Coke, boy." we don't do that.
Right. That's their thing. That's their minds.
Hop in. I have some holes for your dick.
Yeah. You know what? I remember after Trump's first time running, one of my friends who's Latino, Christian, he heard that Trump said, "Oh, here's my African American," and then Trump is saying basically, "This is my African American friend." Like, hey, but the guy was projecting his, "Oh, this is my slave." That's not in Trump's mind. That's in your dirty mind. You know, the people who are assigning these thoughts onto white people. Ridiculous.
Okay, one more thing real quick. You remind me. You know that I don't listen to him. I heard of his name and never listened to his music. But you know the rapper Lil Yachty or something like that?
That sounds familiar.
Well, they had a clip of him on the other day, and he was on his show. This black girl was cooking, and she goes, "How much money you donate to charity this year?" He goes, "I don't know." She said, "You should be a star." I said, "I don't have no idea."
Yeah.
Well, last year, he goes, I'm not sure. She said, "What was the year before?" He goes, "All doing a lot of money." There's a lot of money donated. He goes, "How much you donate to Black Lives Matter?" He looked at her and said, "Black Lives Matter is a scam. So I ain't doing nothing to them."
Right on. Based, Lil Yachty.
She looked at him and said something, and he said, "I don't expect you don't care." He said, "I don't expect you don't care about black people." And she started showing him and says, I'm chocolate. He said, "Black Lives Matter is a scam, so I'm doing no money to them." But it was just hilarious.
Good for him.
And she said something about, she said, "You don't care." He said, "You don't care about black people." She said, "I care about," she said, "I'm a person because most of black people." He said, "That's why you get all white staff."
Interesting.
And she goes, well, and one guy's there goes, "Well, I'm gay." The guy says, I got a gay white guy too. Why does that matter? It's not about to get identity politics. But it was just hilarious when he said, I ain't doing nothing to them. They just a scam.
All the rappers with Lil in their name are the best. They're the best people. I think.
One of my favorite rappers is still Snoop Dogg.
Right. But I'm thinking about Lil Wayne. Like, he also didn't fall for Black Lives Matter. Yeah. And then Lil Peep. Did Lil Peep die? Somebody died.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'd say my favorite rap group of all time was Beastie Boys.
Nice. Yeah, I like them too. So catchy, so fun. And they're Jewish.
Just don't pick no rappers start with name start with R.
Right. I agree.
R. Kelly.
Oh. Is he a rapper? Did he rap too or just sing? I think he's a singer, man. I think he's a quality singer.
Yeah, you rest for peeing on girls or something?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, man.
Okay, man. Well, I'll let you go, man. I was going to holler about you.
Hey, man, take care of your health. I hope you, your voice is still sounding rough. I hope that you're able to take care of yourself.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. Hey, have a good one, man.
All right. Take care. Bye. Okay, we're past the top of the hour. Let me check for any super chats, guys. Let's do it. If you mosey on over to buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report, you can see links. What is this link? Does that go to all my links or something lame like that? Let's find out. I don't think I have any new super chats. Oh, no, I do. Yeah, I saw one from Lin Yan Chin. I wouldn't have missed you, Lin Yan Chin. You gave one about an hour ago about the warp speed. No, he gave something else. Okay, no. Warp speed is use of dilithium, dilithium, dilithium crystals, and even deuterium, deuterium, or tritium, 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 to initiate fusion. That's how you make warp speed. Which spaceships do warp speed in sci-fi. The emergent plasma layers, and I don't know if that's what he's referring to. The emergent plasma layer, the emergent plasma, and what is plasma? I don't know, but it's crazy. Layers into concentrated space-time distortion bubbles that operate like grease to slip through the bounds of known physics. Ask James Kunz. Hey, is that modern day debate? He knows? He is a PhD, I heard, or at least a PhD student. Brilliant. And he's part of why I still respect school, because he's smart. And I even respect debate because of him. A sensible man. Shout out. James Kunz. Doxed. Modern day debate. Just kidding. It's not doxed. I mean, he's shared his name. but modern day debate. Check it out. Wow, is that true? And he would know that? Thank you, Lin Yan Chin. Let me double check over on these other platforms here. Thank you, Severio Jones. Here, let me see. Severio Jones. Oh. I think Severio Jones gifted some subscriptions. Shout out Army Ann and Kilo Alpha Tango. Thank you, Jake Hudston, for always being supportive on all the platforms that you have, whether on DLive and Twitch and X and elsewhere. I think he probably is even on Rumble, I feel like. There's that word again. Look at all these. These things are terrible. These ads. Rumble, make your you need to take a cue from the clever evil advertisers and make your ads more, I don't know, attractive. That's probably the word for it. But shout out to all the people chatting in Rumble. Thank you. Make sure yeah. Terry Strange hated my shirt that said when she was crying, she's lying. That's a JLPT. And nice. I think we're all caught up there. I do like to read the chat from, if you go to punchy.tv/Hake. Let me mute before it pops in, because it'll come in loud. The Hake Report on punchy.tv. This man says, and no ads on punchy.tv/Hake. Jim in Alaska says, one of the reasons, in my humble opinion, IMHO, the illegals fill out a tax return is to get free money. Oh, by qualifying for the earned income tax credits and child tax credits, they can get a tax refund of well over $5,000 to $6,000. That's dollars. More than they get paid in taxes. Just another welfare scam. Wow. Wow. Crazy. Thank you, punchy.tv fan/friend. Very cool. And I like that the trackpad is working too. I don't know if Joel Friday TV is scheduled yet, but do catch him. He'll be live at the top of the hour, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Ladies, there will be a women's forum. Yeah, he is scheduled. Defining True Authority, Joel Friday TV. I sort of like these tunnels. Is that how you make warp speed? No. The live chat is going into little this, little that, as far as these little rappers. So we don't really feel sorry for Tesla because it's not good to feel sorry for anybody. Great JLP show, by the way. Excellent a JLP show for Bible Thumper Thursday. Shout out. How did that happen? Oh, yeah. Oh, so it goes to the Hake Report website. This link will on buymeacoffee.com/the Hake Report will take you to the hakereport.com. Very nice. Hey, look, I'm on X. Okay. Let's see. This is funny. To me, speaking of rap, is this going to be rap? Will Smith, pray for Bruce Willis, but Will Smith is coming out with a new album. I hate to promote it. Because I'm talking about it, I'm promoting it. But he hasn't released an album in 12 years. 12 years? Bruce Willis is doing great, his daughter says. Die-hard star. Been dealing with cognitive issues. It's being diagnosed with aphasia. He's turning 70. 70. Fun to watch. I like him. I don't know anything about him or his politics, and that's why I like him. It's kind of like one of the reasons I like Jackie lyrics and Andy Lau lyrics because I can't understand them. Ali Rosenblum, Bruce Willis's daughter, Rumer, R-U-M-E-R, daughter of Demi Moore. Demi Moore is some actress gal, I guess. No, I know, but I don't know if I've ever seen her in a movie. So that means I didn't watch that movie that came out when I was in high school. The dirty one with her. She's sharing, they're sharing, the daughter is sharing about her father's health as the Die Hard star celebrates a milestone birthday, the big 7-0. I remember people, I don't know people turn 70 and they didn't have health issues, but some people do. Some people don't even live that long. But this is still a tender young age. He's doing great, thank you for asking. But you could just say that, but great, what does that mean? But nice, it's a good thing. Please wish my papa a big happy birthday. Isn't that nice? Aphasia is a brain disorder affecting communication. Whoa. Yeah, I knew of somebody with Parkinson's, and his mind was supposedly there, but he couldn't move or speak hardly. And toward the end, he was wheelchair bound. And he said it's not fun getting old. It's horrible. His family updated his diagnosis to frontotemporal dementia, FTD, progressive brain condition, which means it gets worse and worse. His wife and primary caretaker, Emma Hemming, along with his two other daughters, Tallulah and Scout Willis. Scout, nice name, cute. Also paid tribute to him for his birthday on their respective IG pages, so his daughters love him. For years, I would get red in the face when people found out my full name, one wrote. Now I'm pretty darn proud to be a Tallulah Bell Bruce Willis. Oh. Is she really Bruce in her? Wait. She says, don't say damn, kids. But she said that. I mean, her dad cussed in those Die Hard movies. There she is with her dad. What's that, a harmonica? Let's see. He's a spaceman. I wonder what that means. A hero with a badge, a sassy detective with unparalleled banter. Been a privilege to witness all these different characters lived and engraved into history because of his innate, not inane, spirit and soul. Inane is not a good thing, kids. The world. But really, it's my dad throughout childhood so frequently asked what it's like to have a capital B, Bruce Willis, as a dad. He's a person, a man, a son, kid from Jersey. Hey, Jersey, great state. Degenerate. But it's a great state. California's great. Degenerate. Oops. Don't read that word, kids. She cusses just like her dad. Jersey people, they cuss. Except I knew some people from Jersey and they never cussed. Blah, 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 blah. Her name is Tallulah Bell Bruce Willis, according to her. These Hollywood people. It's rough to see a person with like a Joe Biden look, you know? Emotionally rough, you know? But I've always liked that guy. It's horrible. But I wanted to talk about what's also rough, though, is seeing a functioning man be a mess. Where is this? Oh, yeah, 20 years. It's been 20 years since actor/rapper. Actor/rapper. No, it's not talking about Mark Wahlberg. It's talking about Will Smith. Released an album. His new album drops. Come on, commie nonsense. Stop talking with that black vernacular. Is that black vernacular to say drops? New album drops. Psst. I don't know what the word is anymore because they've been abusing the English language so bad. But he's become, of his own fault, because of his own behavior and being beta and letting his wife and kids go crazy and him going crazy too. So unnecessary. But he just can't help it. First full-length album release in 20 years. I always liked him too. What a shame. Fresh Prince. That one movie with the aliens, Independence Day, I guess. And then that other movies with the aliens. I think I only saw Men in Black 1. Nice cowboy shirt type thing. Will Smith, black actor, but he's not into the black thing, but his wife is. He doesn't strike me as being into the black thing anyway. He's always been sort of white friendly, it seemed like. Oh, he said drops. They should have put drops in quotation marks. He wrote in a post on social media. I wonder which social media platform it was. IG. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I wonder if it's going to be any good. Do miserable people make good music? Been working for a minute, meaning for a while, and I'm itching to get it out to y'all. 2005. Well, I haven't really listened to any of his stuff other than Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Degenerate TV show, by the way. But it was fun. It was funny. It was fun, kind of. But I disavow it. Man, how old is he, though? He's looking older. I don't know. I don't like this. Men don't cringe. Poor. I feel not as bad as I do for Bruce Willis, but at least Bruce Willis didn't really make a fool of himself like this man did. And I don't have high hopes of him snapping out of it. But you never know. You never know. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. That is 888-77-JESSE, because we are on his network. But hang tight, callers. Anchor Baby says yesterday he saw a Tesla with the following bumper sticker. Catch Anchor Baby. After Joel Friday TV. The bumper sticker read as follows, quote, "I bought this thing before I knew Elon was crazy, exclamation mark. Ridiculous. Shameful. You're crazy. Elon is not that, well, I mean, he might be a little crazy. He might be a little crazy, but this thing that he's doing is obviously for the good of the country. And you can say, oh, it's a pretense. I don't care. I don't care. But thank you for the warp speed definition. I wonder if that had anything to do with what Trump did or with what Elon is doing. And thank you for the tip on the illegal aliens, illegal tax returns thing. Sir, over there, Jim in Alaska. What's up, man? Oh, Jake Hudson is over there on punchy.tv. Nice. Supportive young man. I appreciate that. I've been on his show. Jake Hudson. He's everywhere. But little do they know that they're the embarrassing ones. They're the crazy ones. Not so much us. It's like what Trump said. You're the elites. You're the elites. Meaning you, the people, going to his shows. Oh, no. Will Smith. Okay. I want to see what else I can get to here. I've actually kind of tons of stuff to get through here. What day is today anyway? I don't know. In terms of the music, do I have it set up here? What music do we have set up here? Oh, I don't think I forget. I might have deleted something that I didn't need to delete. That's okay. I'm kind of tired of this thing, but lame, ridiculous John Roberts, gave Trump a civics lesson yesterday. Said the far left female, ridiculous ladies, and we use the term loosely, at the skim, gave Trump a civics lesson. Look at this person, because I don't want to set a bad example for the kids, and plus it's not good. Just be name calling all the time. And so I shall refrain from calling him a name that's in my mind. That name would be Dirtbag. And I will refrain from calling him that because I want to be, I want to be just, even if this so-called Chief Justice is no justice at all. He gave us Obamacare. He called it what Obama said that it was not, a tax. He gave us so-called same-sex marriage. A degenerate. And by the way, a W. Bush appointee, I think. Or a Bush the daddy, H.W. maybe, Bush the daddy appointee. So-called Supreme Court Chief Injustice John Roberts just drew a stark line in the sand. Well, lines in the sand, they get blown away. With our greatest president, Trump, in a rare public statement yesterday, meaning 2 days ago, because the skim was late with their news update, so I didn't have it for you guys. Justice, so-called, John Roberts, nice name, but disgraceful behavior and thoughts, rejected Trump's latest push to impeach a federal judge who ruled against his administration's deportations. Trump posted about U.S. District Judge James Boasberg on Truth Social, calling him a troublemaker and agitator. Nice. For trying to stop deportation flights carrying hundreds of Venezuelan so-called migrants. Reminders, the planes didn't turn around. In response, John Roberts wrote, for more than 2 centuries, it has been established that the impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. He's softening it. He's weakening it. He's watering down what's really happening. But anyway, the normal appellate review process exists for that purpose, so claims this degenerate. So don't impeach, appeal. No. The White House has not commented on John Roberts' statement. Good for them. At least, I don't know, maybe he has since then. Roberts isn't just defending his colleagues. He's making it clear the judiciary won't be bullied. But the judiciary is the one trying to bully Trump. It comes as the Trump administration ramps, and America, they're trying to bully America. They bullied us into so-called same-sex marriage. They bullied us into abortion. They bullied us into Obamacare. They're bullying us into keeping illegals here. Give me a break. They're bullying us into keeping the transgenders in the military and stuff. And some of those people are happy to leave, I bet. Probably. But they should be. The women in the military and everywhere. Pardon me. Get rid of your lame-o thoughts, John Roberts, if you're listening. Shout out. What's the under over John Roberts catching Hake right now? It comes as the Trump administration ramps up executive actions, several cases making their way through the courts because these enemies of America are suing to stop it. Analysts call Roberts' move an extraordinary display of conflict between the executive and judicial branches. There's already tension over whether Trump ignored Boasberg's deportation ruling. A potential, which, yeah, who cares? The potential sign the president will disregard other attempts to check his power. Actually, somebody needs to check these fake judges' fake power, because they don't have any say-so over this stuff in many cases, I say. Let me calm down. John Roberts and the president have had a rocky relationship for years. Trump did recently thank him publicly, but nonetheless, while SCOTUS, Supreme Court of the United States, I've never liked that term. It looks too close to another word, and plus it's all caps, and it looks ridiculous. But I do like how quick it is, because Supreme Court, it's kind of long to write. Whatever. Largely given Trump room to maneuver. Remember the presidential immunity thing? Roberts' latest message suggests the court isn't about to become his rubber stamp. J.D. Vance looking more and more like 2828 face of MAGA, says Axios. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me that. This period of winning shall be short-lived. It's like David was great, Solomon was okay, and then Absalom, I don't know if it was Absalom, whoever, stunk. Just because you're the offspring of David, a son of David, a grandson or whatever of David, you could be no good. Even David was no good at times, even though he was after God's own heart. So I don't have high hopes for J.D. Vance, but shout out if you're listening, regardless. Your wife is beautiful. I don't care, but she's, anyway, running your show. Is he shaking Roberts' hand? Man and wannabe man. Man, Trump. Wannabe man, lame-o John Roberts. How did he fall so far as to pretend and think that so-called same-sex marriage is a legitimate thing? He's like older than me, and he's falling for so-called same-sex marriage? It makes no sense. But then again, so did Joe Biden. He fell for it before Obama came out publicly. What we all knew was that he supported the radical, ridiculous agenda. I got this tip from this guy, and these Muslims, I don't support the Muslims, you know that, but I love the Muslims if I love anybody. And they have some interesting things to say, but I disavow it. But check this out. Here, let me unmute and see. Thank you for the tip, sir, who gave this to me. Oh, no. Did I even click it? Here, check this out. Let me turn it down. Help fight against extremism. Hopefully this doesn't blast your ears. Friday sermons.
America is the cancer. America, the American government, secularism, democracy, capitalism, these are cancers that have spread their illness all over the world, in America and in the Middle East.
This is a student in University of Illinois, Chicago. He's a student, and he's Muslim. And no, that's not a tattoo on his neck. That's part of his fancy shirt here. Curly hair. Is that the anchor, baby? No, it's not. That's a thick hand, man. You got a thick hand. This is maybe Mohammed Nusayrat, posted by Memory TV, Middle East Media Research Institute or something like that. They're not for what this guy is saying necessarily, I don't think. I don't think they're for it at all. Because they're saying on May 3rd, 2024, about a year ago, a little less, this Muslim Students Association had these people speaking. So University of Illinois, Chicago. Listen to what he has to say. Well, you heard him say that America's a cancer, democracy is a cancer, something else is a cancer.
America over here, People have the freedom to, again, like I said before, commit zina, do all this fahisha, but when you speak up, it's a problem. Non-Muslims are tired of this cancer.
Pretty interesting. And he listed off a couple of Muslim words that I don't understand. I don't speak Muslim that well, although I would like to, because I think it's a beautiful, fun language. You'll hear this guy say, Gaza, or something. I don't know how he says it. I'm going to have to learn. But I'm not for their agenda necessarily. But he brought up the fact that people are free, quote unquote, to do, it sounds like he's saying immoral things. He's saying, I think he was speaking Muslim for immoral things. Muslim words for immoral things. But if you speak up about it, it's a problem. I can relate to you, man. These Muslims are appealing to Christians many times. So I get what you're saying with that. We speak up against like the gay agenda, and it's a problem. Shout out to the gays and shout out to the Muslims, but we're a Christian nation.
They're tired of the American government. They're tired of democracy. They want to see a new way of life.
I agree. I'm sick of this democracy talk. You know what I mean? But he thinks that he has the new way of life.
And as Muslims, we have to understand that we have that new way of life.
Muslims is what they call it.
Rasulullah sallallahu
He thinks Islam is a new way of life.
alaihi wasallam was sent as a mercy for all of mankind. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ.
Wow.
He was sent as a mercy.
That sounds so scary, but it sounds so cool. Hopefully I didn't say something bad. Mercy for all. That's what the Christians say. Our rules are good for everybody, even if you're not a Christian. And that's what they're saying.
Because the way of life he brought will bring that mercy. The way of life he brought will bring that tranquility to Muslims and non-Muslims.
That's right.
Non-Muslims won't have to worry about these issues they worry about now. They won't have to. Because Islam.
But I didn't like how he's blaming capitalism. I mean, there's a right and wrong way to go about capitalism. Look at his man fingers, or the stubby fingers. But they're like not all thin and, well, maybe I shouldn't compare fingers.
Islam is a just religion.
Islam.
That has come to be implemented upon
He's calling it just.
society.
Here, this guy, listen to how this is this skinny, taller, browner guy who says, Gaza, cool.
In Gaza, the enemies of Islam are clear. Those who are
Musab Qazi, April 26, 2024.
combatants against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His messenger,
What?
the believers, it's very, very clear. It's the illegal Zionist entity. It's America who provides them the backbone to their oppressive operations.
Oppressive? Stop talking like that. You're talking, that's not manly. That's the poison. They're talking about all this oppression. Even if they say stuff that's true, there's this poison pill of anger and victimhood in what they're saying. And I don't know what Israel is doing to them, but
And
they have that poison of victimhood. Hold the mic stronger and more manly, sir.
they made it clear through several means that they hate when the Muslims remember Islam. And they hate when the people, Muslims or non-Muslims, speak up against the injustices in Gaza.
Gaza. Did you hear that? Gaza. Injustices in Gaza. Say it again.
They hate when the people, Muslims or non-Muslims, speak up against the injustices in Gaza.
Isn't that so cool? Gaza.
So these are not the people that we as Muslims are allowed to seek support from. Our support cannot be from those whose hands are filthy with the blood of the young sons and daughters of the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Gaza.
Don't call those people's blood dirty. He said hands are filthy with the blood of the sons of Gaza. This guy in particular, I don't think he really knows what he's talking about. The other guy was more convincing.
Change and achieving the end goal that we seek. The removal of the occupation of Palestine and the liberation of Palestine.
So are they calling it Philistine? Is that what? Palestine. Palestine? Is it Palestine related to the Philistines or anything? Does anybody know?
Will not be at the hands of America. It will not be at the hands.
Did you know that there's a Palestine, Texas? and it looks like Palestine, but it's called Palestine. There's Palestine cities scattered around America, FYI. White people there, a black guy in Palestine, Texas, set a white woman on fire in a gas station market in Palestine, Texas, some years back. That's how I knew that.
Of the congressmen and the senators and the representatives. Change will come at the hands of the ummah, bi'idhnillah. The Muslims of strength.
That sounds cool, though. You have to admit, it sounds kind of cool.
And the people of conviction are sitting in front of me
You don't have to admit that. The people of conviction are sitting in front of me right
now in this room. The Muslims who are capable of saving Masjid al-Aqsa from the hands of the oppressors are sitting in front of me right now. And throughout today...
I guess the word oppressors is in the Bible, but everybody's using that word, abusing that word. Now, I get that there's some crazy stuff happening in the Middle East. Some of it at your hero's own hands, buddy, maybe, if your hero is the leadership, so-called, over there. All leadership is corrupt. All people are corrupt. So they're going to be able to nitpick and point out little corruptions no matter who's in charge. FYI.
Sitting in masajid and universities listening
and in short, you're never happy.
To the khutbahs across the
like a woman.
World today. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala,
and shout out to the ladies.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those at whose hands Masjid al-Aqsa witnesses its liberation.
Memory and Memory TV is a nonpartisan independent research institute. So this was supposed to be like outrageous, I guess, or, you know, talking about extremism. And I'm so used to hearing this stuff that it doesn't sound that extreme, and some of it I agree with, but some of it I don't. And the main issue, like I said, the poison pill is, pardon me, that, oh, no, be quiet. No, stop it. Here, let me mute it. Is that anger, that victimhood, that oppressors this, oppressors that, and everybody thinks they have the answers. Just look at Hake. Hake thinks he has the answers, and you guys are scoffing at Hake. And same thing with everybody. Memory, Middle East Media Research Institute, FYI. Somebody sent that to me. Thank you, sir. I don't want to dox you. Those Muslims, shout out. Oh, man, callers, let me at least get to Rick in Hampton, VA, and I'll try to get to all of you. Rick in Hampton, Virginia, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Brother James? What's going on with you, my brother?
Not much. How about you?
Man, I'm fine, man. I am fine, man. You know, man, what's that guy from Palestine?
He sounded, you know what? I don't know what they were. Let me go back to, I think that they were Muslims of some sort, and Muslims have this Muslim communist solidarity thing going on, anti-capitalism, anti-America. They're students at University of Chicago in Illinois. One of them is Muhammad Nuzairat.
Oh, yeah, sound like he a Muslim.
Yeah.
He got a Muslim name.
Right, and the other one was Musab Kazi. There was another guy named Sadiq Frok in 2023, October, who was a University of Illinois Chicago student at the time, and he delivered a Friday sermon kind of like this, in which he celebrated the October 7th attacks on the allegedly innocent Israelis. So we have enemies of America and enemies of Israel in America, and they're exercising their free speech.
You know what kills me, James?
Yeah.
And I credit the Democrats from doing it. You know, when you go to other countries, they'll tell you what their language is and what their religion is, and either you accept it or you go.
Yeah.
Here in America, Christianity should be the religion and English should be the language.
Right.
But yet, like I said, the Democrats has letting everybody come in. You don't know what faith is going on. English is not even our major language anymore.
Right. We're allowing mess into America.
Right. You know, and I don't like how we let foreign people, that's not even I think people that come into our government or military should be natural-born citizens.
Yeah, interesting.
You know, they should be natural-born citizens. You have people in the military, man, you can't even pronounce their name.
I know. So true, man.
You know, like, what the? And yet, you go to other countries, they don't be letting all these foreign folks into their military or into their government. Only the U.S. And you can thank the Democratic Party for that.
Yeah, so true.
You know, and my thing is the victim oppressed. People look at when the Bible talks about oppressed, it is talking about corrupt governments for the most part.
Yeah, and that's what they have. That's what they want to replace. They want to replace our pretty corrupt government with something even worse.
You know, and you look at, Jays, you look at all, I would say that you look at all countries ran by what they so-called, say, people of color. Every last one, most of the countries don't have strong economies. You can go at Africa.
Yeah.
Now, Nigeria got the world, to my understanding, has the world's most oil. But yet, the people is not seeing the wealth.
Interesting point. Yeah.
They not seeing the wealth.
Right.
Then, you know, diamonds, all these countries. I mean, look at South America. Every country that's ran by people of color, they believe into the socialism, and then they sit up here and come here talking about they oppressed, but yet they was oppressed in their own country. They ain't say nothing.
Right. I know. It's so true.
You know,
They're very selective about the oppression they want to complain about.
Right, because they get a hold of Democrats, and well, I can say for the blacks mostly, it all starts in the families, then our relatives, then our friends, then their parents, then the public schools. They have a chokehold on most blacks because blacks tend to vote Democrats faithfully.
Right.
And the public school system and the colleges are ran by the Democrats.
Yeah.
That's why when kids come out of public school system, most of them are liberals.
That's true. They just don't think for themselves, and the parents aren't a good counterbalance because they're not really a picture of truth themselves. So it's a big mess.
That's right. And that's why they fight so hard against private schools, you know, getting tax breaks, because they want the public schools to have a monopoly. And most time, people like to send their kids to public schools because they got sports.
Oh, yeah.
And now your private schools trying to get to where they got sports, too. And, you know, and that's the main issue. Oh, my kid can't play sports. Everybody's not going to be a Michael Jordan or the greatest football player in the world.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
You know, and a lot of people make a big deal. And like I said, the public school has unlimited amounts of money. So it's sort of hard for the private schools to compete with them. But like I said, people want to send their kids to private school, but they're expensive. And then, like I said, then the liberals fight tooth and nail to get people from getting a tax write-off.
Wow.
Well, it can all go all to the public schools where they can have a monopoly, and, you know, it's hard to compete with them.
Yeah.
Because they get tax dollars, so tax dollars don't run out.
Corruption.
And private schools, they mainly depend on tuition.
Yeah.
You know, and but like I said, the public schools don't run out of money because they got tax money, and all they do is raise the taxes when they start running out of money, if you will.
Yeah, good point. They stay paid anyway, no matter how bad they are. Rick, it's good to hear from you, man. I got to close up shop. Appreciate you, man.
Okay, do your thing, Jay. Well, love you, man. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Sounds good. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Bye. I saw some super chats over here. I got to get to these super chats. I did get them after all. I don't know how I missed them or if they just came in and snuck in afterwards. But over on buymeacoffee.com/the Hake Report, a couple of them came in. Someone says, I started watching this show from the 80s, originally aired in the 80s. They have a lot of spin-off shows. I'm watching 3 of them at the moment. Cool, man. Thank you for the tip. I wonder if that's what Lin Yan Chin knows about. I've heard of that thing. Carlos bought a coffee. I called in, but the person answering the calls hung up as I switched off my headset. He black, LOL. But just got a bit of context. Growing up and even as an adult, my mom has spoken to me in a cutesy baby-like way that makes me really uncomfortable. I finally asked her to stop. Good for you. And she got angry, of course. I know Jesse talks about how certain behaviors can be a form of control, and I feel like that's what's happened. When I took back that control, she got offended. How do I go about handling this in a way that allows me to stand my ground without being disrespectful? I want to show her real love, but I also don't want to keep putting up with something that makes me uncomfortable. What's the best way to navigate this? I suggest tell her to stop, and if she doesn't stop, sometimes it's hard to break a habit, but so it's good to be understanding. She's been doing this all your life, and you're a grown man now. So be understanding, but cut her off. Like, okay, go home. Just, I'm done. Because you don't really, it's not disrespectful to cut her off. It isn't. But do what you see fit to do. You're in the situation. You know this situation better than me. But don't have this idea that it's disrespectful not to put up with an evil mother. Okay? Nice. Unfortunately, I gotta run, guys. The rest of the callers, I cannot get to you. Anthony and all you guys. I gotta do It's Stephen Wiley Wednesday on a Thursday. Why I rap. Hopefully this is not too long. Oh, I think I muted something. Terrible. I think now it's Stephen Wiley.
Some people rap about clothes. Some rap about cars. Guys rap about girls. Girls rap about cars. Others rapping about money and things they buy. Some even rap about drugs and getting high. Some rap about love and people rap about life. Others rapping confusion and causing strife. Now teachers rap about teaching. Students rap about school. Guys rapping on the corner think they're being cool. But the reason I'm rapping, my purpose in life is to rap about Jesus Christ. Teenagers rapping on the phone hours at a time.
You like the bass?
Dad tries to call, but you're tying up the line. Rapping about stuff that really doesn't matter. Cause everything you rap about is only idle chatter. Athletes rapping about playing their sport, like hooping the ball
On the basketball court.
Singers rap about singing. Sailors rap about the sea. But none of these things are important to me. The reason
I'm rapping my purpose in life
I like
to rap about Jesus Christ.
I like to
It's
rap
Christian!
about Moses, how he parted the sea.
Do the running man.
When the waters came down on the
Enemy.
I like to rap about Jonah when he would not get right. He was in the whale's belly
3 days and nights.
Then he got himself together. He became God's man. The whale put Jonah out on dry land. Peter and John at the beautiful gate. They had passed the
Oh, I like this.
hay, but John said, wait. They went back and looked the beggar straight in his eyes. They didn't give him a quarter, but they gave him this reply. They said,
Silver and gold have I not.
but rise and walk in Jesus' name, God's only son. But most of all, I like rapping about Jesus Christ, because it's through his blood that I have eternal life.
Eternal
And
life.
the reason I'm rapping
My purpose in life is to rap about
Jesus Christ. I rap on Sunday morning, afternoon, and
Sunday night.
And all through the week, you know I rap it right. I rap salvation to the lost. I rap healing to the sick, deliverance to the captive. You take
Your pick.
smoking, drinking, lying, whatever your vice. You can be set free through Jesus.
Christ.
And the reason
I'm rapping my purpose in life. I gotta go, guys.
is to rap about Jesus Christ.